The invention by Nikola Tesla of the AC induction motor around 1900 dealt a serious blow to Rockefeller and Ford's plan for an automobile industry that would rely heavily on crude oil refined into gasoline. This combination of a combustion motor and its need for gasoline could create a fortune for Ford and rescue Rockefeller from the falling price of kerosene due to the advent of electricity. Tesla's invention would create cars running on electricity and topple the giant, and using Ford and Thomas Edison, who tried to prove that AC was a danger, Rockefeller managed to turn the automobile industry towards combustion engines and gasoline. Ford's Model T became a hit, he became extremely wealthy, and Ford became a huge employer of labor in Michigan, a labor force he ruled over in a heavy-handed, authoritarian fashion.
In 1930, Nikola Tesla asked his nephew Peter Savo, who was born in Yugoslavia in 1899, to come to New York. Peter was 43 years younger than his uncle. Up to that date, he had lived under stringent conditions in Yugoslavia, Tesla's country of birth. During the summer of 1931, Tesla took his nephew to Buffalo to unveil and test a new automobile. Tesla had developed it with his own personal funds. It was a Pierce Arrow, one of the luxury cars of the period. The engine had been removed, leaving the clutch, gearbox, and transmission to the rear wheels undisturbed. The gasoline engine had been replaced with a round, completely enclosed electric motor of approximately 1 meter in length and 65 centimeters in diameter, with a cooling fan in front. Reputedly, it has no distributor. Tesla was not willing to say who had manufactured the engine. It was possibly one of the divisions of Westinghouse. The energy receiver, gravitational energy converter, had been built by Tesla himself. The dimensions of the converter housing were approximately 60 times 25 times 15 centimeter. It was installed in front of the dashboard. Among other things, the converter contained 12 vacuum tubes, of which 3 were of the 70L7 type. The heavy antenna, approximately 1.8 meters long, came out of the converter. Furthermore, 2 thick rods protruded approximately 10 centimeters from the converter housing. Tesla pushed them in, saying, "Now we have power." The motor achieved a maximum of 1800 RPM. Tesla said it was fairly hot when operating and therefore a cooling fan was required. For the rest, he said there was enough power in the converter to illuminate an entire house, besides running the car engine. The car was tested for a week, reaching a top speed of 90 miles per hour effortlessly. Its performance data were at least comparable to those of an automobile using gasoline. At a stop sign, a passerby remarked that there were no exhaust gases coming from the exhaust pipe. Peter answered, "We have no motor." The car was kept on a farm perhaps 20 miles outside of Buffalo, not far from Niagara Falls. A few months after this automobile test, and because of the economic crisis at the time, Pierce Arrow had to stop production. It is very likely that the interconnection between the electric motor and the transmission had been performed there. Pierce Arrow's tools were taken over by Studebaker in South Bend. Not quite 30 years later, the company also vanished to form American Motors jointly with Nash. Later, some of its fans attempted to resuscitate the Pierce Arrow. Unfortunately, they were not successful.